Greetings and welcome back everyone to Robocraft! The second time I've tried to introduce the game. The first time, literally I got through the introduction and then I noticed, let's say, some shenanigans going on in chat. So I just disabled that and started again. Okay, now, this I'm not sure if I've properly shown off. Well, I did on my stream, but I don't think I actually showed that off too much in my videos. But look up there, it's actually Mars. Fantastic. Small details. Also, another small detail, but an amazing one. The 2x victory bonus, the first victory of the day bonus, is now just shown on the floor. It isn't some sort of floating text in the middle of the bay. Oh, my lord, I'm so happy to have that. Now, we are in Bay 5, Heb Enubach, which means little no-name. So, the little no-name is going to be a little bot. Now, I've been wondering how I'm going to be moving forward with regards to the way that I'm playing the game at the moment. Previously, I have tended to make a new bot, maybe in the first 15-20 minutes, and then still have time for 2, maybe sometimes even 3 games in the later part of the episode. However, that is not going to be the case anymore. As you may have already seen from my stream highlights videos, the battles are a lot longer. I've had one battle so far that has only lasted about 3 minutes, but that was very much an exception to the rule, and I'm well aware of that. We're not going to be seeing 3-minute battles anytime soon, consistently, at the very least. Let's build this out. Now, what I'm making here is going to be a fairly low-tier bot, specifically because I've been asked to make a low-tier bot, because in the game, the low tiers act a little bit differently. You've got very different fight on your hands in the low tiers, primarily because the... Actually, let's have 3 wheels. The towers and the shields progressively get activated as you move through the tiers. Now, what I'm thinking of doing is, well, I'm tempted to go down into tier 1, but from what I understand, tier 1 is more or less the regular game. But we'll check it out, just for the sake of posterity. We will actually go down into tier 1. So, this bot is going to be developed over a few episodes, and that kind of helps me out with one of the other problems that was on my mind, and that was that by making a bot in an episode, I'm not going to have much episode left to do anything else. You know what? These are tier 2 armor cubes. Let's go with tier 1 armor cubes on the outside. We're going to be using ablative armor plating for this bot, for the most part. There we are. Now, by making a bot that I intend to upgrade over several episodes, it should make things a little bit easier. I'm probably going to have to go down into here for the wheels as well, aren't I? Yes, I am. Okay, well, fine. Let's do that then. We'll have a drive wheel in the middle, though. There we go. That's a lot better. So we've got tier 2 on the insides, and then tier 1 on the outsides. We are only going to have access to SMGs for these bots. I don't even think it's possible to bring something larger than an SMG into a tier 1. I could be wrong on that point, though. But I wouldn't feel particularly comfortable doing so regardless. So there we are. Let's get this nice and protected on the outside. Yeah, sure. We'll actually have something going there as well. Now, what I could do is just have these instead, then. That's actually pretty good. And then just over the top. There we are. That actually doesn't look too bad. I quite like it, in fact. There we go. Alright, so this forms the basis for our little tank. Now, I would like additional connectors there and there. Where are we going to place our pilot seat? We could have it right in the middle or further to the back. I think having it right in the middle, though, would possibly be the better idea. We'll have it slightly displaced to the rear, but not too far. Now, we don't want to use too many of these green armor cubes because they are much more expensive to use. That should be good enough, I think, and then we'll have a layer of tier 1 armor there. Alright. Actually, we'll bring this one out just slightly. And the same on the side, perhaps. There and there. With the view of having these be where we build up our... actually have our guns placed. So we're going to be going with tier 1 SMGs. Now, the reason why we're going to be going with tier 1s is because at this point, it's no longer possible to over-tier your weapons. So that is with the tech points that are available to you in that tier. I mean, I could go to tier 2, and I might do for some of them, but I don't want to be too bossy with the lower tiers. Again, it's not my style to go around in the lower tiers bullying people. I'm not getting on my high horse. If you find joy in the suffering of newbies, then more power to you. It's just not something I can enjoy. Let's place this down there. Get a nice little cockpit going. Can we get some better armor out here? Perhaps we can. I'm thinking, though, that I would prefer to have you guys just a little bit higher up. And maybe even this even higher up. And then have that up on the top like that. I actually quite like that. And then we'll add the ablative armor. Yes. That seems to make a bit of sense to me. And we'll just tuck that in there. It doesn't make as much sense there because we're going to have a large green block regardless of what we do at that component. But we'll live with it. I could even have that sort of connected on the side there. Yeah, actually, I'll show you what I mean. We'll use a prism like so. That actually looks kind of intentional, kind of cool, yeah, I think. Place that there. And then we'll round off the back here, possibly. With a little bit of something like that. Maybe. No, we'll actually have green armor here. May as well. And there we are. So we've got 6 SMGs on a little buggy, basically. I'm not sure having all the wheels in the middle like that. Perhaps I'd need to displace them slightly, and that is something I could look into doing. Let's just see how that would work if I wanted to. Could I? Yes, I could. I think it's probably worth doing in that case. We want to just kind of protect this outer area. We'll have this come out like that. This be there. There we go. That's a little bit better. That's what we need. And we'll flash that out there. Now, unfortunately, we can't easily have this above the wheel there. Which does pose a little bit of a problem, but we can do that instead. And we could easily do the same on the back as well. And I think we should. It moves the wheels around a little bit. It'll make the bot a little bit more stable. And by having the middle wheel kind of displaced outwards a little bit, you'll be a little bit better protected against tipping as well, which is always something to be concerned about when you're building a bot in this way. Just get that there. And flesh this whole thing out a little bit. There we go. We're going to still be in tier 1? I think we actually might be. Which is fairly impressive. There we are. And close that off. Okay, those wheels not as protected as they once were. But I think we can live with that. There we are. We've got a decent amount of DACA on this. We could add more if we absolutely wanted to. Don't really. We could also add a radar if we absolutely want to. I'm wondering where we could fit it, though. We could put it at the back. Yes, we could. That will give us a little bit of extra points when we're fighting. Okay, our little Heerbenubach seems okay. Let's take this out at a quick practice and then jump into a battle. We should have enough time to fit a whole battle in, even if it goes on for quite a while. But again, I've not actually played in Tier 1 yet, so I'm not sure how Tier 1 will look compared to the upper tiers. Wow. I'm just not doing damage to you, am I? Some sort of craziness going on there. Okay, let's go and fight someone else. I mean, it's fairly fast at the very least. Any damage at all? Practically none. Okay, well that's a little bit better. But it's a fairly stable little bot. I think we're going to do okay. Now, I know that the shields and towers kind of come online later. The shield, I think, doesn't... I'm not even sure if that is going to exist in Tier 1. And I'm not sure if the tower mechanic will exist in Tier 2. It's going to be a bit of a journey of discovery for all of us involved. But let's go ahead and jump into a battle right after I turn back on chat, because we're going to be in this battle for like 30 minutes. So you don't want to forget something like that. Okay, battle mode. Let's see how many Tier 1s are available to join us here. Ranked battles starting 6 minutes. Are ranked battles in the new mode? I think they are. There are only 33 bots in Tier 1. My lord, that's crazy. Is this automatically classic, perhaps? It might be. Perhaps Tier 1 is only classic. Battle Class 1? We'll have to see. That will be quite interesting. But I can hear something close by. Almost all SMGs. We've got a Platter on our team. No, we actually do have the Reactor, so it's still going to be a rush for the enemy team to destroy their Reactor. I do like the teleport in effect quite a lot. Oh, I'm loving it. A tiny little bike. That is absolutely amazing. Well played. Goodbye. I'm not sure where you're driving. It's not where the enemy are, though, I assure you. Oh, I'm so sorry, little bike. So sorry. I just ran down a motorcyclist. I feel like a very bad AVAC right now. Okay, we've got the shields haven't come online, so perhaps the shield effect just doesn't exist in Tier 1, so it could just be a race for the enemy. Ooh, there's a lot of Daka coming here. I'll come and join you, my friend. Worry not. That's right, reverse for now. Alright, then come over the hill. Go for their guns if we can, just shoot them off. They're not going to have anyone to put them back on. And then leave them there. How much damage have I taken? Not too much. Oh, yes, I have. Oh, of course. I'm waiting for the little kind of reticule sort of thing in the middle to tell me how much damage I'm taking. But the health is down at the bottom left. It's actually quite awkward now. But no one has got any overclocks. Oh, perhaps overclocking isn't in Tier 1. Okay, that's interesting. Very well. We've got a couple of enemies coming this way. Let's get some spots on. But that's interesting, the different mechanics that aren't available in the lower tiers. I suppose having overclocks would make the lower tiers very awkward. So it's probably for the better that they're not here, but that said, the amount of time it takes to do any damage to anyone, my lord. Okay, no point going for the person with the high tier armor, go for the ones with the low tier armor. Okay, I've lost all the wheels on one side. Let's finish you off if I can. Go for your weapon. There we go. And unfortunately, they're gone as well. Drat, I was just going to leave them there. That itself would have been a tactic at this point. Okay, we've got someone over at their base, not really doing much of anything, actually. Just sat there, chilling out. Enjoying themselves, it seems. Right, well, where are the enemies now, then? Sounds like we've got a bit of fighting going on here. There we are. Let's try and get in there and take a few shots at you if we are able. There we go. Let's get in there, try and strip his weapons if it is possible. There we go. Got a kill. I'm not sure if someone is attacking our reactor. Not very well, though. It's going to take them a long time. I'm just going to go down this way. I don't really want to fight you at the moment. I just want to get to your reactor and do as much damage as I can. Now, the crystals in the different tiers have different amounts of health, so it's not going to take us an age to destroy it, but, well, it might still take us an age to destroy it. After all, I've only got 6 Tier 1 SMGs to fight with, but still. Oh, what on earth just happened there? Okay, well, you're upside down. I don't need to finish you off. Goodbye. I do need to get out of the way of you being able to shoot me, though, but enjoy. You're going to be there for a little while. Now, how is our reactor doing? Our reactor's got a fair bit of damage at the moment. We've taken a little bit of damage to our ablative armor, but the core is fine. We've lost one gun, though. Someone over there. Let's get him spotted and swoop in. Now, one thing to be aware of, especially when you're trying to attack a reactor with a low-powered weapon, is the reactor has 4 connection points, basically the sides. You only need to destroy the crystals on those sides. Basically the cardinal directions, if you like. So once you've removed all of those, any crystals attached to them will disconnect. So it's these dotted lines that you want to focus on. And right now it doesn't really matter letting them attack me because they're not gaining anything. That is literally the noob vehicle.
Protonium reactor is under attack.
Oh, welcome to Robocraft. Looks like they're doing the same thing though. They're focusing on a very specific point on the crystal. I've got 24 seconds to respawn. Now this is purely down to how long the game has been going at this point, rather than how our overclock level, because we can't overclock. But I'm not sure if my allies are really getting in and attacking the enemy reactor very much, or if they're going for kills. Probably worth mentioning.
The Protonium reactor is under attack.
There we go. And that is focused on the reactor or defending ours rather than focusing on fighting. Because that won't win us the game. Not defending our reactor will lose us the game. Attacking the enemy reactor will win us the game. Let's get in there. Go for your wheels. Oh, okay, never mind. We killed you straight away. Fair enough. Moving on. Just going to leave that guy down there. We don't need to fight him. And since the shield is down... Ooh, don't really want to fight you, honestly, but okay. It's you with all of the awesome armor. I disapprove. Let's go for your wheels if I can. Oh, wow, disconnected your whole bot. At this point, the respawn timer is enough. Well, actually, you can't get back into this. I'm going to let you respawn yourself. It'll take you longer to do. Go for the white cubes connecting everything. If we can. Well, it doesn't look like we're able to. Fine, we're on the move. I don't really care enough. He's going to try and turn around and come back for me, which is fine. I've lost my radar now, though, so I've got no particular eyes on anyone sneaking up. Someone over there. Ooh, bad times. That was unfortunate. And I'm still spinning. Okay, there we go. Now, it doesn't look like they've quite noticed me, which is fine by me. A bit of a graphical glitch there as well. Right, let's spin right around and continue our assault. Oh dear, that's not quite what I wanted to see. Let's try and burrow in. There we go. Went straight for the cockpit. And if we can start wiping out the crystals here, make sure one side is completely disconnected, then move on to the next. There we go. We do a lot more damage close up with SMGs, so it's worth getting in there close. Right, okay, that's one side completely dealt with. Let's go around and start working on this one. Now, if we're clever and fast, we might be able to change the tide of this battle just by attacking the right crystals. There we go. That entire quarter just disconnected in one go. And now we need to disconnect this quarter. If we can even fight it. There we are. Now, if the enemy leave me here, I'll be able to win this fight for our team. But it's whether I'm going to get that much time. There we are. And finally, on this side. Pretty close at this point. Oh, I know. Trust me, I'm well aware of this. Right, there we are. It seems that I'm actually wasting time attacking crystals that aren't connected. There we go! Win! GG to everyone. How do I get to the mothership? That's another point. Right now, you can't leave a battle. Once you're in a battle, the only way to get out of the battle is to literally quit the game. But you can't do that from within the game. It's an Alt F4 kind of thing, which is quite nasty when you think about it, because some people might go into a battle with an untested bot and be like, oh my lord, I've made some horrible mistake. I'm just going to quickly have to just leave this battle, go back and fix my bot. They can't do that now. And I believe that even quitting the game and coming back in will try to put you back in the battle. I haven't confirmed that myself, but I will definitely do that before the next episode. But we didn't do too badly there. We used our knowledge of how the crystals were connected to the reactor to win the game. If it had just been fighting the same way the other team seemed to be fighting, which was just trying to do damage to the whole side, gradually wearing everything down, we probably would have lost because the enemy team seemed to have the upper hand there. But the vast majority of the damage to the enemy reactor was done by me. Just a single combatant left alone to focus on the crystals that they wanted to focus on. And that's probably a cautionary tale to be aware of, whether you're in the low tiers or the high tiers. One person can take a reactor down remarkably fast if they focus on the right crystals to attack. And that's the same for the Protonium towers as well. The crystals there are certain hard connection points to the tower. All you have to do is break the crystals at those points, and the whole chain of crystals will disconnect. But that is going to be it from me, I'm afraid. In the next episode, we will be going into the next tier and finding out a little bit more of what that has to offer, what changes, what new components are added, because the game is definitely kind of drip feeding you the new meta as you rise in tiers. So when you first start the game, you're not going to be overwhelmed with all these different systems and mechanics that you kind of have to get your head around. You'll just be gently introduced to a new feature more or less every tier, up until 4 or 5, where you'll have the whole array, the whole spectrum of mechanics to worry about. So you'll have overclocking, the Protonium towers, the Protonium shield, all of that kind of good stuff. But we'll be working up through the next couple of tiers in the next couple of episodes. And as always, if anyone has a name that they'd like to suggest for our tiny little vehicle here, with keeping in mind that we are going to be upgrading this vehicle over the next couple of episodes so that I can cut down on the amount of building that's involved in any particular episode and focus a little bit more on the fights, which generally speaking will be a little bit longer than that one. But that is it for me. I hope you've all enjoyed, and do remember to post in the comments below if you've got any suggestions for names. But until next time, and as always, do take care of yourselves.